All right, here we are. Another week around the trash fire. Your host, Mathias, along with the boy.
John.
Well, we definitely got a week worth of miniatures here.
You got the surprise Warhammer Open Day, which
Yeah,
was announced a long time ago. We just kind of forgot. A lot of people forgot.
yeah, well, if it was more impressive, I'd remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that. We got some animation. We got a lot of interesting models to pick from today. But I think we need to talk about the animation, because this is the first time I'm actually hyped to see an animation.
Yeah, the Iron Warriors one, right?
Yeah, Into the Iron. Whatever, Iron Within, sorry.
Have you seen it?
I have just seen this trailer with the Dark Eldar.
Watch it still. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. But I've seen there's a battle scene there with like Iron Warrior breachers, and it's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, I looked at this one trailer, like, again, you know, just because it had Jukari in it, and I was like, I gotta watch it now. Animation seems a bit stiff. I don't know if you picked up on that, but
Yeah, I mean, I have really low expectations from animations that aren't from an anime studio or animation studio.
hmm, like, it's not bad looking. It just looks a little stiff
Right.
in a few places. But other than that, it looks pretty good, and I'm happy to see my Drukari out there, killing some guardsmen, of course,
Mhm.
as you do. But yeah, I think this is the first time that I'm actually interested, like, in a series. And all you had to do was just sprinkle some Dark Eldar in there, and that's all it took. But yeah, you said you've seen this or an
No,
episode of it?
it's out. I need to watch it the full episode, but there's a fight scene, and I saw the fight scene on YouTube, and it was pretty exciting. It was pretty cool and thematic, I would say. Very evocative of Trader Space Marines doing Trader Space Marine things.
Of course, as they do, as heresy builds up.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that, Warhammer Plus is still getting content. And it's slow, animation takes a while. I do wish that they waited till they had a lot before releasing the service. But they've also been pumping out alternate content like the lore videos, the battle reports, the painting tutorials, and the White Dwarf and Imperial Army books. So
Yep. But that is all I can say about the animation, because again, I've not seen anything. Just that short animated trailer that they gave out with this page. But let's move on to the nitty gritty, and that is the models, the Sunday preview. And we are getting Arcs of Omen Vashtor.
yes,
Get,
Arcs of Omen Bashtor is coming finally.
yep, we're getting that
Quickly,
book.
with last one wasn't too long ago. The Angron one.
Yeah, that was last month. That was February.
Yeah.
And now we're getting the Dark Angels one, Wrath of the Soul Forge King. Which, I mean, Travis and I had, or I mean, well, even you have already gave our opinions on this box set. Wasn't not too impressed.
Yeah. The new models are cool, but just having the old Terminators there, it is kind of lame for the Dark Angels.
You gotta give that Deathwing company. Come on.
Couldn't wait until next edition when we get Primaris Terminators.
No, you gotta get the old one. You gotta sell you on the old ones so people can complain.
Yeah.
But yeah, so literally the only thing Chaos gets is the new character, and Dark Angels get Dark Angel themed Space Marines, and then obviously, uh, Azrael redone as well as a Primaris. Chaos gets screwed yet again. I think your model is better than Azrael. But it depends on the player.
The Chaos guy does look cooler, I think, as a demon.
Mm-hmm. No doubt there. So we got that. Obviously, better look at the models here. Dice. Dice look okay.
Yeah. Holding the Dark Mechanicum symbol, though, I like that.
Dark Mechanicum 2024. Here they come. Got that. We got an art piece. You want to get Vashtor all framed up. We got the boarding patrol boxes. We got the Mechanicus, sorry. Standard. Probably a good deal out of this. I just don't remember. How much? Do you know how much the boarding patrols are?
It's let's see what I think there's some that's already. Let me check because they're all the same price. They're kind of like combat patrols.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Warhammer 40,000. Are they in the combat patrol section? This is interesting. Oh, it's not on their website. That's interesting.
Well, maybe none of them are out yet.
I just see combat patrol. Oh, 130. There we go. Sold out. Oh, they're limited. Interesting. Yeah, 130.
Let's see. We got the Belisarius Call, who's probably like what, $40?
Oh, you mean the Tech Priest? I mean, this is a deal. This can't not be a deal. Otherwise, it would.
Oh, it's definitely a deal.
Yeah.
I can already see. If this is 130, this is already a good deal.
Yeah, I think it's 40, 50, 50. Those servers are like 60 or something.
Sir, I don't know what you're talking about. Today's the 6th. Don't you know that the price went up?
Oh, it's even more of a deal then.
Exactly. So we're getting that. Wait, what?
The price go up? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the prices went up. Sky Hunter bikes are now $65. Sold out. Interesting. They're $65 instead of 60.
Yep. So we got that. Pretty good stuff. You know, good variety here in the.
Oh yeah, the price increase isn't too bad.
Oh yeah, it's only like $5.
Even the 30K box went up $10. $300 box. That's not bad.
Nope. So we got the Mechanicus, we got demons, the corn demons to be specific. Interesting. A lot of flesh hounds there.
Yeah, lots of flesh hounds. It's foreign, which is cool, even though it's chaos demons.
Yeah. Don't know how much of a deal this one is, but if you're looking to get some more blood demons, corn demons, that's the word I'm looking for your world eaters, Travis. There you go. I guess you can get some stuff out of there. We got the Death Guard. What we got here? We got, I want to say that's Death Shroud.
Yeah, Death Shroud,
Plague Marines,
and the new HQ.
Yep. We got obviously some Genestealer cults, some neophytes, the Gunslinger, what do they call aberrants?
Aberrants, yep.
With the stop sign, and then I don't know the name of that character in the front. I think that's a character in the front. I don't remember.
No, that's a sergeant. So you get 15 of the metamorphs or the hybrids, and 5 aberrants, and you do get the HQ aberrant, and you get the color morph.
Yep, get that. Dice sets. Got some Chaos and Imperial Knight. Imperial Knight dice. I like the dice. I like the marble. The blue one stands out more to me than the Chaos one.
Yeah, I agree. These are cool.
I'm not $45 cool, but you know, good looking dice. Middle Earth. We're getting
Here's the characters from the starter set coming in separately. So we got Gothmog and the Gondor heroes, which are very, they're actually quite good sculpts. Not a fan of Farum here popping over the stone piece, but
they gotta make it
well,
dramatic looking. Gotta give him something.
do you have to?
Yeah, you gotta give him the tactical rock. And then obviously you say Gothmog right here. The albino orc.
I'm just saying there's better ways to tactical rock, and this is not it. But Gothmog, that's a cool model. I like how he has the option for a shield as well.
Yep, we got that. And obviously 30k, we're getting a Typhon.
Yes,
Coming
the heavy
available.
siege tank.
It's another Land Raider variant.
I don't. It's interesting because it's technically a Spartan variant, but I guess a Spartan is also a Land Raider variant. So A plus B equals C. It seems that the Typhon is a Land Raider variant. So okay,
Yep. And then Exodus finally coming out. I felt like he came out a while ago, but here we are.
it was announced, but he is just coming out now.
The Finecast Alpha Legion Sniper.
Forge World cast, not Finecast. No more. Finecast is not being made anymore.
Sorry, I got it confused. Forge World.
Forge World cast
Is about the same quality. So we're getting him, an awesome model. I would pick him up if he just wasn't Forge World.
Yeah.
If he were plastic,
oh, easy buy. Yeah.
And then we got the Chaos Sorcerer that you said is completely useless because there's no demon rules.
Correct. It says fling arcane bolts and summon hordes of howling demons. Well, how could I summon hordes of howling demons when there's no rules for summoning hordes of howling demons?
One day, John. One day there will be howling demons to summon.
Maybe this Thursday. Probably not, but oh well.
All right, and then we get in the Raven Guard upgrade kit. Yon, of course. Alpha Legion, which looks good. We said looks good.
Yep.
The character heads, which I think we saw last week.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, they're pretty. I like them. They're pretty good.
You want to make your squads looking more unique. White Dwarf 486. Don't really know what we're getting out of this. Haven't really looked into it. But looking at the bottom here, it doesn't look like much.
It's much more rules and hobby stuff.
And
Lots of rules
rules.
though, which is good.
Rules and more rules. We got that. We got Black Library. We're getting the Cypher limited edition book. Again, very nice looking. We're getting Ahriman the Eternal, the 4th installment in the John French series. I'll probably have to pick it up, since I do have the omnibus of Ahriman. Sicario becoming softback and digital. Horned Rat. This is End Times, right?
Yeah, this is the audiobook for the End Times.
Alright, audiobook. End Times. For those who missed out on it. Finally get that story read to you. Wrath of the Lost, becoming German. Horus Heresy book, becoming German. And Warhammer Plus, getting Kill Team. Battle Report, and Caradon Lore Master video. All that coming next week or this week. Very jam-packed stuff. But let's see, I gotta make sure I'm segueing into the right thing here. There was Warhammer Fest.
Yes. Well, no, not Warhammer Fest. Warhammer World Open Day.
Sorry, Warhammer World Open Day. So much Warhammer, I forget.
Yeah.
So, we got 4 models revealed to us. And I think we're going to start with the one I think is the worst. And that would be Mr. Hubris here. I think Slaanesh models, I think a little bit more than this. This one I'm not too impressed with.
Yeah, he is quite generic. Now, I don't think they have a generic HQ, so that's kind of his only selling point. But because their other HQ kind of is too has that kind of how do I say this, like, it's not over designed, but it has a lot of elements to it. I'm thinking of the Lord of Pain. Like, it's a cool. I have the model. It's a cool model, but it's just kind of a lot in terms of it's not really a generic HQ. Yeah, Lord of Pain. So there's Lord of Pain, the Shard Speaker. So this is kind of like the Chaos Lord with sword and shield kind of thing for them.
Yeah. It's
So
when I think Slaanesh, I think over the top. So the fact that this model is not over the top, it just doesn't sell me on it as a Slaanesh model. Mr. Hubris, as they call this model, Lord Hubris.
I like him, but he is not worth a reveal. I think he is too generic for a reveal.
I agree. I agree with that statement.
I mean, they're getting their book, so if you play Slanesh, it's coming up.
Yep. But there were 3 other models, and I'm gonna say that the next 2 that we're gonna talk about are kind of on the same level as this. Not that impressive. So starting with the first one here, we got Snikrot. Yeah, it's not much to say. He kind of looks like his old self. Let's see. Here's picture 1, and then here's picture 2. Looks almost identical. Obviously, the only thing that's really different is he's standing up more straight, so you can see his 6-packs, and he's got a dynamite on the ground.
And he's better scaled.
Yes.
And he's plastic.
And he's plastic.
And he has an option for a face mask or not.
That is true.
And he's on a bigger base size.
But other than that,
other than those 5 things I listed,
other than those 5 things he listed, it's not much of a difference.
I really like him. I actually, this is probably one of my favorite orc models now. I really like Snikrot as the a 2-paragraph character from Codex Orcs. He's really cool, and his old model was really cool. So I'm glad they didn't change too much of his design. I like the new pose better, and it's kind of interesting because we're gonna talk about the other model that they revealed, the other alien model, and people are criticizing that model for being too different from the old one. And it's just interesting how the hobby is so big that you have all these opinions about things because, like, the biggest criticism for this model is it's too much the same as the old one. And again, it's funny that the other model is getting criticism for being too different. So it's just kind of a fun thing to watch. People complaining about the same thing in opposite directions.
People are saying that the other model's too different?
Yep, than the old one.
All right, well, I've got words on that one.
Yeah. So, but this one, I really like him. I'm kind of glad he looks similar. I don't know, because like the old model actually has a really good design with the mask and the claws and just the gear and all that. Yeah, I really want to pick this up. If he wasn't coming in a box set, it would be a day 1 purchase.
Yeah.
I don't think I need anything. And I think they talk about the boarding patrol for orcs in the same article. So you got 10 commandos, 10 what are these guys? 10 beast snagaboys, 5 flash kits, and Snikrot. Yeah, I already have a bunch of these, except for the flash kits, but I'm kind of not really doing orcs right now. So I don't see myself picking this up, but the moment Snikrot is by himself, I'm getting him, and I am using him in kill team as an orc commando knob.
Are
If
those
I need it, what's up?
commandos from Kill Team or are those?
Yes,
Okay.
those are the kill team commandos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really. I mean, this model isn't too crazy, which I like. I really like this one. Again, probably my favorite orc model next to Gazkul and the new war boss. I really like this guy.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with Snikrot's old design. I actually
Yeah.
really like Snikrot's old design. Probably a little bit more than I like the new design, but the new design isn't terrible. I know it probably sounded like I hated it, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
I just
I like.
I prefer the old model compared to the.
That's fair. Yeah, I really like this one. I think it's the scale. I've seen the old Snikrot next to new Orc Commandos, and he's smaller, which is weird. So I like that he he has that beefiness to him because he is a boss, kind of like a lieutenant.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I love how his that design of I think it's in the old model how he has dog tags of the soldiers he's killed on his wrist. That's pretty grim dark. I like that. I think his old model has it. Let's look it up. Yeah, his old model has it too, but it's more apparent here just because of his pose and stuff. But yeah, it's great. I like this guy, but definitely not too different from the old one.
Nope. But all right, well, let's look at this model that went through too much change, according to the community, via John. Commander Farsight. All right, let's take a look. So obviously, I picked up the old model here. So what? It looks more Gundamish.
No, it's just the proportions are kind of slimmer. The legs are longer.
Yeah.
The head is different. The the sword is redesigned ish. Um, which I think is the old sword was kind of baseball daddy because of resin. There's his gauntlet is redesigned. There's that little hexagonation symbol there. His shoulder, it's just the scale people were saying are super different. They said he looks too much like a Cold Star battlesuit or whatever, even though he's supposed to have he has a custom battlesuit, so that makes sense, right? Um,
Yeah, I
but
can see the Gold Star.
yeah, I've been reading a lot of comments saying how this guy is too different from the old one. But I mean that's not all the community. A lot of people like this model. I really like this model. This is one of those I would start a faction over this model kind of thing. He's really cool. And I'm not gonna play Tau because of him, but I could see myself picking him up, but by himself and just painting him up because that is a super cool model. And I like Gundams, and he has some Gundam vibes to him. Just well, he's a robot, right? I mean, that's the only thing he kind of shares with Gundams. He's a robot with a sword and a shield and a gun.
I mean, that's basically what I see. I just see a Gundam. They just really slimmed him down. Instead of being a bulky, boxy battle suit, he became a slimmer Gundam.
Yeah. So I like that redesign. I really like him, and this is super cool. And they also revealed the next book, right? Farsight. So
Yes. Farsight. That's going to be the first Xenos book of the Arcs of Omen saga. And then obviously we get the Combat Patrol, Farsight, 3 battle suits, and then one fire
how are
team.
you? Yeah, this is cool. This is if I didn't have stuff to work on, I could see myself just painting this up. But
Oh,
man, that Farsight model is so cool. I'm just gonna get him by himself.
it's a nice model,
Yeah.
but
I think they kind of went ham on the plants on his base. That it's very anime like,
that was the first thing that
and
caught
he
my
looks
eye.
very anime. Like this model is very anime.
Of
So
course.
just the way he's standing on the rocks is kind of in his tippy toes, not even like planted firmly. It looks like he's about to jump again. Yeah, I mean, it's the model is super fluid, super slender in design and in posing. Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
It's a nice model. I guess I didn't really just look at the model side by side. But yeah, I do see that he has gone through a lot more dramatic change. But I mean, that's what happens when you can actually put him on the right scale, right?
Yeah, if you look at Snikrot isn't really his model wasn't really limited by his the the material, which is resin or metal. It works. So the plastic one just you plastifies him, makes him better scaled with a slightly more dynamic pose. But yeah, Farsight definitely benefits a lot from being plastic with modern plastic technology.
Yeah, 'cause looking at this old Farsight model, I mean, this is man. I remember seeing Farsight in one of my games, and I'm just like, this model looks awful. It's
Yeah,
like the base is too small for him. It doesn't help that it's resin because it's all warped and stuff. And it's like it's a bad mod. It was bad. This one going to plastic, being bigger as a special character, and mech should be. It's nice, and I'm glad. I'm glad he's getting the treatment that they need. But that is only 3 out of the 4 models. And in my opinion, the next model we're going to look at was the best model they revealed. And that is the Realmgore Ritualist. This is a good looking model in my opinion. Gives me very Diablo vibes. Got the runics on the base. You got the helmet. It's just got the skulls on the back. It's a great looking model.
yeah. I also really like this model. It's unique. It does something you don't really see a lot in Core, the kind of ritualist, even like slender. I think it's a woman. It's a female model.
Uh-huh.
So it's it looks slender. It looks kind of like it's a priestess, right? It's not a hulking warrior, right? And Korn's aesthetic usually has been hulking warriors. Even the female Korn models we got are very like hulking and kind of like big brawlers like barbarians. And this one has the more priestess vibe, which is very different and very cool. It's still Korn. I mean, the skulls and the red paint job will do that for you. Not a lot of trim too, which is again different from what you see in Korn models. Yeah, I really like this model. This would be a cool like Warcry leader if you play Korn and Warcry.
I'm just gonna pick this model up. That's how good this model is, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, you're gonna pick up Farsight, I'm gonna pick up this model.
yeah, that's a good model to pick up.
I would love to paint this model. And just,
This
I don't know,
model,
use it in one of my Warcry
this
gangs.
this could probably be a Necromunda as like a chaos bounty hunter or something.
Put this with my God, what are they called? The butchers.
Oh yeah, the corpse grinders. Yeah, she would definitely fit in with corpse grinders, 100%.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just such a cool model. And then obviously getting the blades of corn that she's gonna be a part of, and then getting a Vanguard box of them as well, which she is not in. I don't think.
No, it's not. The Vanguard box does not have the new character. It's interesting. Maybe she'll come with in a two-player box with the other Slanesh hero.
I doubt it, but not out of possibility. I am surprised because there was a rumor going around. Granted, it was 50-50 rumor,
Right.
so it was somewhat right. It was going to be obviously either a 2-player box set of Tau versus orcs, or they were gonna get their own combat patrol. So looks like they got their own combat patrol.
Yeah, and also we're getting the Blades of Corn battle tome coming up. So I think it's only Nurgle that needs a new book because Zinch got one.
And that's what, done with chaos.
Yep, and there we go. We got the Chaos faction represented. I am annoyed that, as cool as Small is, it's yet another hero. And Blades of Corn has at least like 8 heroes.
Well, that's
Obviously
basically
more.
Age of Sigmar, though, right? Unless you're a
Yeah,
legacy army, you're
that's
mainly
true.
just getting a character.
A lot of them have a lot of heroes. Yeah, Corn has one. Let's see. 16 heroes. Multiple of 8, thank goodness. They have 16 heroes. If you count Bloodthirsters, but even then, yeah, 16 heroes.
Blessed be the number 8.
And even like Bone Reaper, that's vampires. Let's do Bone Reapers. That's a newer army. Bone Reapers has 7 heroes. That's a lot for an army. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You got your general, you got your 2 spellcasters, you got your special character, and all that. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's how it is, right?
Yeah,
It's easier to design a new character instead of designing a whole new unit.
right.
Less sculpts to do. Yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what they revealed. I think, like I said, I think the Lord Smug or whatever his name was, probably the worst out of the 4. Everything else, I liked. I liked pretty much. Really good. I hope GW can keep this going, but I'm sure next week will be kind of a drag, as there be like as usually when big reveals happen. But we shall see. I think what is next on our list here is Heresy Thursday, John's favorite day, and we are getting basically weapon upgrades. What are your thoughts on this, John? Since you're the 30K, is this something
So
you've been clamoring for?
yes, actually, this is something the 30K community has been clamoring for since the box launch. This is one of those we've been asking for this. Please give it to us kind of releases, because chain swords and it's easy to find chainsword bits, but finding them en masse is kind of expensive and not easy. And there's a lot of units in the Space Marine Legion list that use chainswords and bolt pistols. The biggest examples are the Despoiler Squad, which is essentially attack squad with close combat weapons. I'm running those in my word bears, and most people don't run those because it requires you to equip your attack squads with chainswords and bolt pistols, which, again, like I mentioned, aren't the easiest to come by in mass. Finding 1 or 2 is not that hard, but if you want 40 of them, that's kind of challenging, unless you want to pay out of your butt, because even bits stack up, right? So we've been asking for bolt pistols and chain swords, also for assault squads, right? I mean, sourcing jump packs is one thing, finding weapons for them, that's another. So this is definitely something the 30K community has been asking for. The big effing problem, which has caused this reveal to one of, I think this is tied with the Dreadnought announcement a few weeks ago for like worst news from games for Heresy from Forge World, because this is a Forge World release, which means if you want 5 chain swords and bolt pistols and a power axe and a heavy chain sword, you're paying $30 on. Oh, and guess what? Min size for attack squad or for a despoiler squad, 10 models. Oh, looks like you'll be paying what, like $50 to $60 to give your 10-man squad close combat weapons. Oh, if you want to build a full squad of despoilers, you gotta pay $80 for 20 Mark 6 Marines. And then you gotta pay $50 to $60 for to equip them with close combat weapons. So you're looking at what, like, what, $120 or something, $140? What the hell?
That's
Like,
Forge World for you.
that's ridiculous. So this is upsetting. The only good news from this article is at the bottom they said plastic infantry is in production. That's good. I mean, that's expected. I hope in the future we'll see an assault squad or something, or a plastic despoiler squad, and just like I was talking about, just having a unit that's differently posed from the Mark 6 Marines, because this sucks, man. Like this is definitely like not good, because they're just, I mean, we've been asking for this, but not in this way. Right? We didn't ask to pay $25 for 5 chain swords and bolt pistols. Like this sucks. And I mean, thankfully there's a lot of third-party companies out there that produce stuff like this for way cheaper, less quality, but you know, if you have 40 Marines, the chain swords all need to be super fancy. But yeah, this sucks. And it's resin, but yet $25. There's no way it's gonna be $15. There's no way. If 10 heads are like $20, there's no way this will be less than that. Yeah, this is upsetting. And I hope it's a stopgap to actual plastic infantry, because if this is the permanent solution, I guess you won't be seeing too much despoilers on the battlefield, because very few people are gonna pay the full price. And if they want to, they'll go third party. That's it. That's just the end of it, because it's way cheaper to get chain swords and bolt pistols, and than what Forge World's offering. So yeah, crappy news.
Okay, well, I thought it was some good news, but it turns out to be crappiest news.
Yeah, it was. I was like excited, and I said Forge World resin upgrade kit. Damn it! Gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, Forge World's got to ruin it all, unfortunately.
I know Forge World does have to ruin it all. Like, come on, guys. But yes, hoping for good news this Heresy Thursday.
All right, then. Well, we'll have to wait and see next week or this week.
This is a good.
Next week's show. Well, next week's show we'll know. All right.
Yes.
So that is that. And then we were also graced with a character from our popular game Necromunda. Just the lawman in the Underhive.
Yeah, the Ashwood Stranger. Interesting name, considering there's no forest in Necromunda.
What are you talking about? The whole city's a forest.
Not a wood forest, definitely a concrete jungle, but
Exactly.
not a forest.
It looks okay.
Yeah, I don't like the face. I prefer if he had like I mean, it's very Necromunda, like the half-shaven head and the augmetics kind of thing.
First thing that came to mind, Fifth Element.
Yeah, I can see that. So I mean, he's cool, and if you play Enforcers, cool model to add on. But I not the biggest fan of him. I like the fully armored look. I mean, he is fully armored, but I like the helmeted look of the Enforcers. But I do like how he has some, like, his design has a lot of elements from all across Necromunda. He's carrying the Enforcer pistol, and he has another kind of, what's it called, fancy pistol, which is in standard issue. Kind of shows that he has some black market connections.
Mm-hmm.
He has some rebreathers that are, or he has that gas thing in his hip that is you could usually see on the Ashways Nomads, and it also looks like he has an Ashways Nomad sword. So it does show that he's kind of a well-traveled nomad here, which makes sense considering he's an outcast. But yeah, he's cool, just not my thing.
He's a nice model, but going to a nice model, we gotta talk about New Model Monday. And that is, we got a skink on the salon chair. Not as, grandiose as the salon, but still an impressive model.
Yeah, definitely way better than the old version of the Starseer. I like how the old Starseer has a flying base too, and this one doesn't. It's a very new model technology kind of thing. He just kind of sits on the rock.
as they do. But yeah, the stone circle, whatever you call that thing, it looks so cool.
Yeah, way more impressive than the previous one. It's just super cool. I mean, if you play Lizardmen, this is a great time. You're getting so much new stuff. It's great.
I know it's about time, right? About time you guys
About
got
time.
some
Absolutely about
HD
time.
models.
Yep.
But yeah, another Lizardman model, knocking it out of the park, as seems to be the standard of every Lizardman release we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So eat well, Lizardman, because who
Yes.
knows how long it's gonna take to update these models when these become really dated.
I wonder what that even will look like in the future. Like, what does dated Lizardmen look like?
Well, I mean, it's hard to really say, right? With the new models that come out with for AOS, right?
Yeah, like how do you make them better? Even for 40k, how do you make new Guardians better?
No, I mean 40k still has some really outdated models. I'm
Yeah.
looking at you, Phoenix Lords.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, there's not much you could do for 40k. But AOS, everything, majority of the time. I mean, we saw one case here today. Uh, everything is usually knockout models, which
Absolutely.
makes me wonder what Empire is gonna look like for you,
I
John.
know. I'm pretty hype about Caesar Sigmar.
But yeah, that is all the Warhammer news that we got.
It's a good amount.
It is. I mean, thank you Warhammer Day or whatever. I'm not gonna really remember the event, but yeah, there we go. Action pack, a lot of new reveals, a lot of stuff to be excited about. There's stuff in there where armies I don't even play, and I'm like, I might pick that up.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we can just calm down, go into our hobby rant section here. So, I guess I'll start off because I assume mine will be a little shorter than yours. But as John knows, I played some Legion because it was against John.
Yes.
It was a 1,000 point game of Star Wars Legion. It was me and my friend. We did 500 points each against John's 1,000 points of what's that formation called?
Imperial Remnant.
Imperial Remnants. And yeah, the first time fighting against the Dark Troopers. No jokes.
Yeah, no joke.
Those assholes do not die at all. I think I managed to get it down to like no, I think I managed to kill one squad, but it took the entire game to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a one and done kind of thing. It took the entire game. So just like, hey, I just go into combat with them, then we should be pretty good. It worked out to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, John totally wiped the floor with us just because of the mission. I don't what do you call it, John?
It was recover the supplies.
Yeah, no, but the thing that allowed us to put 2 troops into reserve.
Oh, yeah. Rapid reinforcements that helped the Dark Troopers a lot because it mitigated their slow move.
Yeah, basically all the objectives were in the middle of the board, and John being able to luckily pull his troop tokens out was able to get the Dark Troopers into the center of the field where couldn't do too much to them. But yeah, so I did that. Did some streaming. Get painted up those Scout Troopers, looking nice, looking fresh in the snow, and then of course I painted up some Eradicators for 40k. My Black Templar. Just hanging out.
Nice.
Whoever wants to come to the streaming, I do it sometimes. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Just got some hobbying done. And getting ready for this week's adventure. What about you, John? What did you do?
Lot of Legion last week. So there was that game we played. And yeah, the power of double Dark Troopers. I played 4 games this weekend with all double Dark Troopers. And yeah, the second game I played against the Rebels, and it was at Next Gen Games in West LA. I had a tank, which is the Gav tank, 2 Dark Troopers, and got Gideon and some naked Stormtroopers. So I played that for the next 3 games. But yeah, the first game was pretty gross. I got the table, which has never really happened in Legion. Essentially, I just outshot him. I had a really good turn with Moff Gideon's fire support card, so I one-shotted Jyn Erso and IG-11 in the same turn, and he just didn't have enough impact to deal with all the armor. Second game, or third game, I guess, of the week, I played against Darth Vader Gav. My opponent was a really good player. He went undefeated first day at LVO, but definitely one of those situations, and 40k has this too, where it's because of the mission, you're kind of just on the back foot. But that's a strategy in Legion, because you could build your mission deck right with the that goes with your list. So you had Darth Vader, and the LAT, which is the hover aircraft transport. And essentially, I had the choice to play with limited visibility, so range is limited for the first 2 turns, which means I would have a really hard time, almost impossible time, killing the LAT before Vader is in my lines. Or I play hostage exchange, which is a mission that really benefits Force users, especially Force users with Force choke, like Vader. So it's like, well, I can either guarantee Vader in my line turn 1, or play a hard mission and have a chance to kill the LAT. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill the LAT before Vader got into my lines, and at that point, it was kind of GG. I played a few rounds to see what would happen, and yeah, like, couldn't really do much, just because I was lower activations, which means I didn't have the opportunity to retreat and shoot Vader, because he guaranteed could go last with Vader. And yeah, again, my opponent was also a really good opponent, so it was hard to catch him off foot with some baiting and all that. But it was a good learning experience. Definitely should really think about the mission harder. And the final game I played against Imperial Remnant. He only had a single Dark Trooper though, so I mean, it wasn't an easy game. I had to really, because he had a lot of impact. He had Dark Troopers, he had speeder bikes, he had a bazooka on Scout Troopers. That's a lot of impacts. I really had to position and kind of use terrain to my advantage, get some line of sight blockers and all that. Eventually, thanks to some maneuvering and some good saves, well, a lot of good saves for me, I was able to just outshoot him. I think turn 3 or something, at that point I had blasted a full unit of scouts, a full unit of speeder bikes, and like reduced his Dark Trooper unit to like 2 models. And by then, I think end of the game, I had only really lost 4 or 5 Dark Troopers and nothing else. A couple Storms. And at that point, he didn't have enough activations to contest objectives. And I got the win there. So that was pretty fun. Lots of Legion, lots of playing with armor. It's kind of interesting playing a full armor list, because armor lists aren't that good. Haven't been that good, just because if you run double vehicles, you kind of have very little objective play. But now with Dark Troopers, they could claim objectives, which means you could conceivably run full armor lists or heavy armor lists and still have a chance of objectives. Now, if you run into high impact lists or lists with lots of Jedi, you may have a hard time. Like the Vader list. I can imagine a Dooku Maul list would give it trouble, just because Pierce impact really hurts Dark Troopers. So yeah, I mean it's pretty fun. Probably I have a few more games in the league. I think I have one more game to play. Probably gonna play the same list. And if I make it to the playoffs, I'll probably just play the same list and just kind of get more practice with it before Asajj comes out, so I could play Asajj Dooku. So yeah, that was my week. Lots of Legion, and still working on some word bearers slowly picking them up for some more 30k. But yeah, that's my hobby week.
Oh, that was fun. It's a fun time. Hopefully. I don't know what your schedule's gonna be like. We'll talk after. But get some more games in this week. Get more hobbying done. Still, a model a day is my strategy here. Which we're doing good. We're getting rid of that backlog, and that's all that matters right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're good to call it there. I'd like to thank everyone who made it to the end, and we'll see you next time.
Later, everyone.